Hello, boils and ghouls. Welcome to episode 218 of Dads from the Crypt. My name is Jason, and I'm joined by Jody.
Hello.
Hello, Santa Jody. Also joining us is Mondo.
Hi, hi.
Hi, hi, with your pagan Santa hat. I dig it.
It's they did this really neat thing with the pentagram. It's skewed a little bit, so you don't know if it's supposed to be right way up or upside down.
Or if it's like the star on the top of a Christmas tree.
Sort of.
Yeah.
So
this Santa hat has a long history for me. I've had this since I was like 17 because I have a giant head and this one fits my head. And so I have been made sure to keep up with it. It has an adjustable strap on the back.
Oh my God. I've never seen that.
It's the only thing that will fit my melon of a head. And so, yeah, I've had this for a long time.
I have a pretty big head. When you cutting the circulation off.
For a second, when you said that you have a long history with this thing, I thought you were going to say like when you were 6, when you were 7, when you were 8, but 17.
I've had
feels
this
like it
hat
should be
since I was a
sooner.
teenager. That's a long time ago.
I know it is, but I don't want to admit that.
That's 20 plus years, brother.
I know.
I was a teenager in the 20th century.
we're the ancestors.
That's right.
We went to a museum this weekend. They got the kids a slinky, and they're like, "Oh, did they have these back in the 90s?" I was like,
before TV had color.
I never when I was young in high school, my little nephew one time asked his grandma, or it was my aunt, who's probably like, I don't know, 50 at the time. He asked her, he goes, "No, when you were growing up, did you guys have dinosaurs?" Like, fuck, dude.
And now you're the one getting those questions.
No, I don't talk to a whole lot of little kids. It's pretty great. I'm just saying, like my kid does not know what 6'7" is all about, and that makes me proud and makes me feel old at the same time.
Oh man, we're going to my cousin's bar mitzvah next weekend. It's like the first of that crop of cousins, including my kids, to have their bar mitzvah, and his name is Evan. So I'm making him a shirt that says Mazel Tov 6 Evan on it. And got like a really big obnoxious picture.
Yeah.
I'm leaning into it. Oh, also we went to
BT will not punch someone through a computer for you. I just checked.
Thanks.
I'm just kidding. I don't use AI, but
and I took my son to this event that had like the guy who wrote like Dog Man and Kept Underpants, all those books. And he gave like he gave basically a TED talk, like a motivational speech to a bunch of kids for like 45 minutes. It was actually pretty interesting.
That's cool.
And he worked a 6'7" reference into it, and about 1,500 kids lost their effing minds.
1,500 kids all just doing their hands at the same time.
Yeah. In this like huge auditorium. It was crazy.
Did you see In and Out has retired the number 6'7" and 6'9" nice from their receipt. At least so someone online was trying to compare this 6'7" trend to us laughing at the number 69. There's a difference, guys. Like it is
different.
There is a difference.
69 is dirty, and that's why it was funny.
Yeah. Do you care to explain what it is?
What? No. But I still, at 44 years old, if I see the number, my immediate response without thinking is to go, nice, every single time. So yeah, I get it. I get the kids.
And they're both, they're both numbers. They're both overrated. So it's is what it is.
Yeah. All right. That's enough with our numerology talk here at Dads from the Crypt, but we are going to be talking about the OG Silent Night, Deadly Nights. We are obviously there's the remake that's about to come out, and I've actually heard some good things so far. I'm interested to watch it, but we don't really have time to go to the theater at the moment. So we're going to talk about the original, but we're also talking about the original because there's a new collection of fright rags. coming out. Dropped today, actually. So by the time you hear this, it'll already be available. If you're watching on our YouTube feed, you can see the picture is actually from one of the t-shirts.
Oh, nice.
On our
I was wondering where the
YouTube.
picture came from.
Yeah, so they have a couple shirts. They have like an Ira's toy store, which is a nice reference. And they even have like a cup. So go check out our friends at Fright Rag. Also, don't forget Dallas Crypt has a Patreon that you can go check out for some mini reviews. Most recently, we have some on Ichi the Killer, The Ugly Stepsister, him, and Together. And we have a new one coming out very soon for Begonia, and another one that I'm blanking on, but good shit. Good shit.
I just watched Begonia.
Oh
my god,
so good.
And I wasn't asked to help with the review on it, but my only complaint was the length. It was a little bit long. There was stuff you could have probably cut out, but at no point though was I not entertained.
Yeah, I mean you could, but also I was entranced the entire movie, so I'm like, I'm fine.
Damn it, it's fucking good.
It's based on a Korean film from like 2003 that I'm very interested to check out.
I didn't know that.
I did not know that. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, if you watch our mini review, you would know.
Well, if I was invited to be on the review, we could have just talked about it. But
yeah,
Jason made me join the $5 Patreon tier just so he didn't block my phone number.
There you go. Oh, that was it. It was Good Boy. We also reviewed Good Boy, which, yeah, that was definitely too long. Even that, like,
I really love that movie, but I think we all understand that I'm a style over substance guy, and Good Boy had a lot of style. And I'd recommend if you watch it, after you watch it, there's a little documentary you can watch. You can read about how they made a lot of the scenes. And then I think that I've heard that if you watch it again, it becomes almost a whole different movie because you know what the dog was actually experiencing when they're making these certain things happen.
Yeah,
I love Good Boy.
That's something that the movie should do. That I have to watch the documentary to understand it, but that's a whole other thing.
Okay. Okay. I have thoughts.
All right. But again, tonight we're talking about Silent Night, Deadly Night. Jody, give us a plot synopsis.
All right. So the first half of this movie is just trauma after trauma happening to a small child. So let's get into all the traumas of Billy and his younger brother, Ricky. In 1971, Billy and his family visit a nursing home in Utah where his grandpa lives. His grandpa's catatonic until everyone leaves Billy alone in the room with Grandpa. And then Grandpa goes into a big, long speech about how Christmas Eve is the scariest night of the year because Santa's going to punish you. Just absolutely nuts. It's just insane from the get-go here. And then he goes right back to catatonic when everyone else comes in the room. And so Billy's on his way home in the back of the car, and he does not want to see Santa Claus because he's heard if he is naughty, which he has admitted, he's not always perfect. Billy is an honest child. He's a good little boy, but not good enough for evil Santa, though, because evil Santa is out to punish. And they just happen to run across a Santa Claus on the side of the road whose car is stopped. We've seen that this Santa Claus had just robbed the liquor store and killed the owner. They don't know that, so they pull over, and almost immediately the dad is shot in the head, and the mom is pulled out of the car. And let's just go ahead and say this is a nasty movie. She's pulled out of the car and sexually assaulted before getting her throat slit, all while Billy watches from the bushes. So this is pretty much Billy's impression of Santa Claus. This is what Santa Claus does. Santa Claus goes around punishing naughty people on Christmas Eve. 3 years later, 8-year-old Billy is at an orphanage. The orphanage is run by the Mother Superior, who is a very strict disciplinarian. She beats the children who misbehave and considers punishment to be a good thing. She says it all the time. Punishment is good. It's right. There's another nun there, Sister Margaret, who is sympathetic to the children, but she's not in charge. So doesn't really matter. Mother Superior seems to have a thing specifically for getting Billy. And so while little 8-year-old Billy is there. He gets in trouble, gets sent to his room, and Sister Margaret tells him he could leave. Billy happens to hear some noises coming from down the hall, and he sees a couple of like 20-somethings, young people having sex in a room. He sees them through the keyhole. Mother Superior catches him. She says what they were doing is naughty. She goes in there and beats them up. And so now Billy associates sex with naughtiness and Santa Claus with naughtiness. It's all coming together. And so he gets in trouble there. He also gets in trouble because they, at this Catholic orphanage, have Santa Claus come every year. And Mother Superior, knowing Billy's full backstory, forces him to sit on Santa's lap. And instead, he slugs Santa in the face. I feel appropriate in this case. It's not Billy's fault. Why would you make Billy go sit in Santa's lap? Like, I get the discipline stuff, but like, this is just mean. Anyway, 10 years later, Billy has become a very strong, strapping 18-year-old boy. He has left the orphanage to go get a job as a stock boy at the local toy store. Sister Margaret has helped him get this job. At the store, he has all these coworkers. He has this guy, he works in the stockroom, and his boss in the stockroom is kind of a dick, but you know, he doesn't have to interact with him that much. He does start developing a little crush on one of his coworkers. And then the store's annual Christmas party happens. And at the annual Christmas party, the owners get very drunk. And the stockroom boss takes the girl Billy likes into the back room. Wait, hang on. Before that, I'm getting ahead of myself. Their Santa Claus gets sick, and they need to find somebody else to fill in as Santa. And nobody wants to, but they're like, hey, we got this guy in the stockroom. Let's get Billy to be Santa. So Billy dresses up in a Santa suit. And so now we go to the Christmas party. Everybody's drunk. The stockroom guy sexually assaults the girl who Billy has a crush on. And Billy has already been having thoughts at this point. He's been told, you know what Santa does, right? You know what your job is, Santa Claus. Well, in Billy's mind, Santa Claus' job is to punish. And so when he sees this assault happening, he kills the stockroom boss by stringing him up with Christmas lights around his neck. And at that point, we think he's just punishing the bad people. But oh, no. His definition of naughty is much broader than most of ours, because the girl is also naughty, and she gets killed with a box cutter. Then Billy takes out his boss with a hammer, and another lady who works there, he takes her down with a bow and arrow. And at this point, Billy now has left, and he is on his rampage to punish people for being naughty. And so see what happens next. He goes to a house where a couple of young people are having sex. There's a whole lot of sex in this movie. I think just about everybody gets topless at some point. But he goes to this house where some young people, including Linnea Quigley, are having sex on a pool table. And he makes a noise, so she goes to investigate. And when she goes to investigate, Billy bursts in and jams her up against some antlers of a mounted deer head, stabs him right through her stomach. And then takes out the boyfriend by throwing him through a window. So then Billy finds some kids who are out sledding. This is one of my favorites. The kids are out sledding, and these other kids show up. And I say kids very loosely in this second group because they're at least 35, but they show up and they take the sleds, and one goes down the hill. And as the second one goes down, Billy jumps out, chops his head off with one swing of an axe. And then you see his body come down on the sled and his head rolling behind him. Great kill. So let's see. More murders. There is so everyone's on the lookout for Billy now. And the police are on the lookout. They say, we think we can figure out what he's doing next. And so they assume he's coming back to the orphanage. And so the police pulls up and they see Santa Claus walking towards the orphanage where the children are. And the cop jumps out of his car, shoots the man 3 or 4 times, getting blood on little Ricky's face. Before we realize, that was just the priest. He was playing Santa that day. And also, he's hard of hearing, so that's why he didn't stop when the police officer yelled at him. So, yeah, traumatizing Christmas for everybody. But Billy shows up pretty soon afterwards, takes out the police officer, and is getting ready to kill the Mother Superior, the bane of his existence, who taught him about punishment, when the other police officer comes in and shoots Billy dead. Billy tells the children, "You're all safe now." And Ricky, his little brother, who has been there by his side through most of this, looks at Mother Superior and says, "Naughty," as the movie ends.
Love it. Thank you, Jody.
And you get more of Ricky's story in Silent Night, Deadly Night 2.
Oh, yeah. We're going to talk about this whole franchise
Yeah,
shortly.
you better.
We are.
Mondo, tell us
Yeah.
what you think.
Yeah, this movie's awesome. But can I start out with what Roger Ebert thought about it?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
This movie is a sickening, cheap, exploitative piece of trash designed to sell tickets by making people think they're getting a horror movie when they're just getting an excuse for a slasher film. I'm okay with that.
That's a positive review as far as I'm
That's
concerned.
fucking great to me, right?
Wait, there's a lot to unpack there, because he's saying a slasher is not a horror movie.
No,
In
he
this
thinks
movie-
slashers are trash. Ebert was never a slasher guy.
Yeah,
No,
Ebert,
but like
as he got older, actually appreciated horror more, I think.
Right.
But,
not
well,
slashers, I don't think.
So, let
cerebral.
me-
But this is pure exploitative horror.
Mhm.
So a couple more of his, and this is just the ones that pop up when I Google it, because I don't want to read the whole freaking review. But I don't believe in censoring films, but I do believe in calling them out for what they are. This movie is a moral failure. Furthermore,
All right.
the idea of a killer Santa Claus is not inherently evil, but the execution here is so clumsy and pointless it makes you sick.
Okay. I will push back, but not on the sickening parts of it, but the clumsy parts of it. I think it's a really well-made movie.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of this, and Billy is actually one of the few slashers that is truly you feel for the guy. You actually do. You look, he's a tragic figure in all of this. He didn't do what he did because he's the evil boogeyman. He did it because the trauma and the psychosis that's been driven into him from his past. And Jody hit the nail on the head that the villain in this is Mother Superior, who is like the fact it's so evil that you would know a child's trauma is what they've been through and try to get them to break through those traumas by forcing them into them. It's the old thing, like when these old timers will be like, I learned how to swim and my daddy threw me in the creek and walked away. Well, guess what? That's fucking attempted murder. A, it really is. And B, guess what? I never see your ass go in the water, probably because you're traumatized of the fucking water. So that's the wrong way to help kids through trauma. And I think by doing that, obviously, this child is still traumatized, still terrified of things, and you're pushing them right into them, and it's not okay. So Mother Superior sucks. Just going to point that out. But I love this movie as a slasher film. Inventive kills. It's a nasty movie. It makes no qualms about that. Some really funny stuff, though, is these parents just leaving their child with their catatonic grandfather and just walking out of the room. Like here, you watch Billy. We'll be back. Like,
I do wonder what they thought was going to happen. Like, here, Billy, just poke Grandpa. He's a vegetable. He got nothing to do for now.
Yeah. I absolutely loved, though, that Grandpa. He was in that movie for that one scene, and he's like, I'm giving them their money's worth.
Well, do you know what other movie he's in?
I do not, Jason.
He's in Back to the Future as the guy who owns the pine farm that the Marty McFly goes to.
Okay.
He shoots at him with a shotgun.
Okay. I didn't recognize him.
Sure.
Yeah.
I just knew I knew that voice somewhere. I guess I have to look it up.
And also, this movie was made in the 80s. Were they still whipping kids with paddles in the 80s? Like, we were both in school in the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
Was that a Catholic school thing? Really? My school's never did that.
At the Catholic school? Yeah, I think so.
I mean, kids were still getting paddled, like, in my small town Southern high school.
Oh, shit. Well, is your town like one of those things, like, who hasn't gotten paddled by a nun?
I mean, there's not a lot of Catholics around here. We're the South. We don't have Catholics.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I'm sorry, my religion is all off. I mean, I'm not religious at all. I have gotten spanked by a nun, but that's another story for another day. And I don't think they were ordained, but we all had a good time. Yeah, but I do love that they came back, that they actually show Billy's trauma. So he actually is somewhat of a tragic figure, which even with a character like Jason Voorhees, which also technically is a tragic figure, they don't go as deep into his backstory to where it's kind of just like he's already killed so many people. By the time you hear his backstory, you can't really feel bad for him. In this one, because you see that trauma first, and it's extensive, and they really kind of play into it. I think he makes him the anti. I don't want to say an anti-hero, but you feel bad for the guy. Like he's not just doing this because he's a sack of shit. So yeah, I think this is a fantastic slasher movie, and Roger Ebert was off his gourd when he was writing about this thing. So,
all right, Jody.
Yeah, I'm going to go even further. I think this is one of the best slashers of the 80s. A decade known for its slashers. Because it has so much more to it than just guy shows up and starts killing people. Like there's a whole backstory to Billy. And so by the time that the murders actually start, like you're invested in this dude and you've been in his position. Like you have seen everything that's happened to him from the time he was a little kid all the way through his teenage years. And so once he snaps, not only do you feel the, fear of this guy coming around, he's very scary. He's a very strong man. Yeah. And so there's the fear there, but also you feel bad for him. You're like, no, Billy, don't. Billy, come on back. You need to, stop this. This isn't helping anybody, because you don't want any more bad things to happen to this guy. He has already gone through so much. Like I said, the first half of this movie is just trauma after trauma after trauma. Between the grandpa, the murder he witnesses, all the stuff in the Catholic school, by the time he snaps, like you feel bad for this guy. And so I really do. I think this is one of the best slashers of the 80s. Once you get into the kills are very creative. It's serious in that it tells his story and takes it seriously, but also it knows that it's a slasher. And so Billy runs around yelling naughty and punish as he kills people. So you can laugh too. Like it's and it's trashy. I said, early on, it's an extremely trashy movie. This is nasty. Like everyone gets naked, everyone gets murdered. I don't know. Have y'all seen the unrated version or the theatrical version?
Which version's on Shudder is what I want to know.
I'm not sure.
I think it's theatrical. I've seen both.
The unrated one, it's very obvious when they put the cuts back in because they weren't from the same quality. Like you can tell, like there's a downgrade in quality.
I think that's the Shudder one because I kept noticing that went from like actually really good in quality to VHS almost.
So it takes the downgrade in quality, but the blood and guts that happen in those cutscenes are really good, like really good practical effects. Like when Linnea is getting pushed onto the deer antlers and you see like the skin stretch before it pops out. It's a nasty kill. So yeah, I mean this has everything I like in a movie. it's nasty, it's violent, it's got good characters in the end. Enough so that I actually read the novelization of this last year. Because there's enough story that you could do a novelization. Now, I'm not crazy about some things the novelization did. They spent a lot of time talking about Billy masturbating in the book. I don't know why, but it's a real big plot point. And Sister Margaret is also a pervert in the book, and she's like obsessed with Billy. Like when he gets shot at the end, she's like licking his pants. Like it's real weird. Yeah, real weird stuff. So I wasn't crazy about those parts of the book, but I like this movie a lot. I say one of my favorite slashers. It may actually be just one of my favorite movies. Every time I put it on, I'm like, this is such a good movie. So well made and nasty.
I was super happy to watch it again. I haven't seen it in probably a couple years. And I was like, I forgot how much fun this damn movie is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really do like this movie. It definitely, it's very exploitative in the best ways. Where it's just like, we know you want the boobs. We're going to show the mom getting like straddled by Santa, ripping her shirt. The guy's a robber, isn't like it doesn't make any sense, but we know you want all the boobs you can. So yeah,
well, I'll argue that he's not just a robber, because a normal robber wouldn't have shot that guy in the head. He's obviously a robber and a killer, so he's a bad human being. He would do that.
He's a bad man. He's a very bad man.
Bad man.
But yeah, this has a lot of the same like WTF qualities that like a sleepaway camp does. Which I really appreciate. Oh yeah, all the kills are very varied. Like the fact that like the physics of that axe don't work whatsoever, of like hitting someone going down the thing and then it just like chops it clean off and he just keeps going forward. Like it doesn't make any goddamn sense, but it looks cool as hell. I really think that like Eli Roth was pulling a lot from this movie for Thanksgiving.
I can see that.
And yeah, and the amount of story in this movie is actually really impressive for being under 90 minutes. That's even the unrated version, I think. They could easily have like gone into so much backstory or secondary stuff, but it doesn't need that. Like it just needs to move. This movie, I love that when the movie just like bang, bang, bang all the way through. Billy, yeah, is actually a very tragic character. But doesn't like doesn't harp on any of these points too much. Where it gets like kind of played out. You understand what's happening, but knows that it knows what you're here really for, but it gives you so much more than that. Yeah, I remember. I think first time I saw this was in the theater, like with like a revival thing, whatever. It's so much fun to see with the crowd. People were just like losing their minds. Like it probably has like the best like final line in the movie when the kid just is naughty, like so good. And the sequels are so batshit crazy. Like the second one is again the brother, but it's also half of the movie is clips from the first movie. So to save money on filming new stuff, so they just like we're just gonna do like we're gonna film half a movie and then film the rest.
But the half that they do film is insane.
Yeah.
You get the
famous garbage day line.
The garbage day. There is one stunt in there that is one of the craziest things I've ever seen, with a car that's flipping beside somebody walking down the road. And you can tell that car is like a foot away from them in full flip. Like it's the kind of stunts that it's surprising nobody got killed making it. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. And like I know Brian Usna did one of the sequels. It just gets like even weirder. That has to do with like witchcraft. It's number 4. Yeah, the sequels get so crazy. And I just kind of love a franchise that just keeps doing weird and different things in each episode, each installment. I really it makes me appreciate the original even more. Even on its own, this film was great, but just the whole legacy of it is really wild.
There was a pretty decent remake made a few years ago too. Not the new remake called Silent Night. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
it has that like 2000s kind of feel to it.
Right. I know I saw like that one and the Black Christmas and the there was another one. They'll all kind of get meshed together in my head, so I can't keep them straight. But I'm very curious what they do with this one. If they go much harder in the tragic killer direction, which would make sense. I mean, that's how you would kind of unlock that story.
The one thing I've seen about this new one, and I haven't watched it because I want to wait for actually watching it in the movie, but there's a scene that's been going around where Billy apparently kills like 20 Nazis. So,
whoa,
that's good.
Okay. Okay. Oh, you know what? Let's stop the podcast. I need to go see that right now.
And if anybody is offended by us saying that, you should look in the mirror, bub.
Yeah.
No, wait,
this is a really fun movie. I know. I still think I like Black Christmas a little better. It's just, I mean, it has a little more nuance to it, and I don't know, more characters. But it's funny because I remember the first time I saw Black Christmas, I wasn't that impressed. I was like, I like Silent Night, Deadly Night. But I think as I've gone older, I think it slipped a bit for me, at least from what I want from movies.
This is a great analogy or allegory for our podcast. It's Jody and I preferring the more fun splattery movie, and you preferring the more deeper nuanced movie.
I mean, still the one with like a killer named Billy, making prank phone calls and being perverted. Yeah, I mean, we're not talking like anything that highfalutin here.
And I'm not saying that I don't like Black Christmas either. I like Black Christmas a lot.
Yeah,
but I just like this one. This one just never takes any breaks. It just goes from the very first.
I love it. a slasher that's more than 90 minutes, you
Mhm.
have to kind of question. Like that's like the perfect runtime.
Yeah.
Because you don't need anything more than that.
Mhm.
And I even think
Uh,
the Black Christmas remake wasn't that bad. It just shouldn't have been a Black Christmas movie.
Yeah,
yeah,
I agree. The
the
most
newer one,
recent
yeah, I agree.
remake.
Yeah.
What else would I say? Yeah, it's actually there's just a lot of, I just love that all the actors are just kind of in on it and they're just kind of going big. The grandpa's great. The store owner, is always a hoot.
Mhm.
Yes.
He's like, oh, I forgot your whole family was killed by Santa.
He says at one point though, it's my favorite time, like when the fucking going on vacation or something like that. I can't remember what he says, but he says something about busy fuck this job, and I laughed heartily.
Yeah,
And I love also I really just like the nostalgia of being in the toy store. Like I'm
yeah.
like, oh yeah, I had that Job the Hut set. That's like in the background of one scene.
And it makes me like nostalgic. It's like, man, I wish I lived in that small town where you had $100, so you went and opened your own drugstore or toy store, and then you employed the kids, and that helped put them through college. And
Yeah.
when we were a proper country. Well, no, we were not proper. No, we were not proper. Never
Yeah,
mind.
I don't think we're that proper, but
No, we're not that proper. But
yeah, it's fun Christmas vibes. It's a real fun ride. The what was I gonna say? Oh, and also interestingly, this opened the same weekend as Nightmare on Elm Street, the original.
I saw that.
Yeah,
it was actually outperforming Nightmare at first.
Yeah, it was outperforming because it was a wider release initially, but then all the protests and everything made them pull the movie after a couple of weeks. So Nightmare also became, what it is. So yeah,
Well,
go ahead.
no, Nightmare became what it was, though, just big fucking like Robert Englund, because that character ended up being so iconic. But
sure,
Right.
I still think like as a pure slasher film, my love for the Nightmare on Elm Street series is legendary. But I think this is better as a pure slasher than Nightmare is.
Well, that was like Nightmare was a change to the whole to the formula of bringing those supernatural elements, and Wes Craven was just like thinking on a whole other level. And it just kind of like which opened the door for like a whole new like subgenre of slasher.
I do feel like though this one was switching it up quite a bit too, though, because Jason has a backstory, but it's kind of in the background. Like by building this backstory, I just feel like there's a little more to this one than a lot of the slashers at the same time.
Oh yeah, I mean, and usually you open with a slasher kill or something like that, but no, that's not what happens here.
No.
Like he doesn't even our quote slasher doesn't even kill anyone until like I don't know. I checked the timestamp, at least halfway, I think.
At least halfway, yeah.
And it does that thing I love in slashers that sometimes it drives me nuts in Friday the 13th movies where they just like add in kills that have nothing to do with anything in the plot. The Linnea Quigley and the snow sled guys, like, but they make them so fun and interesting and cool what they do with it here, where it's worth it. Where sometimes they just have like Jason he just slashes another guy. That like those two greasers when their car breaks down. I forget which one it is. Who have nothing to do with any other characters or anything else in the plot. It's just
that all right. I'm getting arguing about that scene. That scene is awesome. Because he literally that thing gets stuck in the VW bug ramp and they can't back out of the mud. And he's like, I have a gun in the car. And she goes, I've seen enough horror movies. No, that's not a good thing. No,
that's a different one. That's Friday 6. This is a different one I'm talking about.
That is Friday 6.
Oh, okay, sorry. Because
that seems great. That seems great because she tries to offer him money. That's hilarious. Yeah, 6 is my favorite because many reasons. But anyways,
I know Jody made that face because Jody's the one that has the oddball one.
I'm the contrary one on this one because it's not as nasty. It goes for funny over nasty, and so yeah, I've been leaning towards in recent years that 5 is actually one of my favorites. And if you watch 5, you'll see very quickly that there's a lot to do with this movie. It's nasty, like everybody's naked. It's just trashy, and somehow the trashiest entries tend to be my favorite entries.
I mean, my favorite's actually 10, so I shouldn't fucking talk.
Yeah,
to each his own. All right, let's do our episode rating. Mondo, what do you give this movie?
Oh, I'm gonna go 4.5. I'm gonna go 4.5 because it's been a while since I've watched a really fun movie like this. So yeah, it's good.
All right, Jody.
Yeah, this is a 4.5 for me. And yeah, it's you could nitpick it if you wanted to get that extra half star, but it's just a fun movie, and it's 90 minutes of nonstop action and sleaze and trash, and it's great.
Yeah, I'm going 4.5 as well. Like this, it's the best version of this movie. If it was like 5-10 minutes longer, I'd drop it more. But because it just moves and has so much happening, and some of it's so batshit crazy, some great gore effects, some of it's boobs. And, what more do you want from this kind of movie? This is the exact. If you want Santa exploitation, this is the exact version of that.
And I think most of us can agree too. This is the handsomest serial killer in all of slashers, right? Like, he's a good-looking guy, and so I think that actually makes it a little more disturbing when he's out there murdering everybody. So, yeah, you don't expect good-looking people to be murderers.
Never, Patrick Bateman. Yeah. All right. Let's take a quick break and do a shout out.
Hey, I'm Steve Kostansky, writer-director of Psycho Gorman and Deathstalker, and you're listening to those hunky boys over at Dad's from the Crypt.
It's the best thing ever.
You ask, you shall receive, Mondo. So we have an interview with Steven Kostansky. We talk mostly Deathstalker, a little bit of Psycho Gorman, and have a great time. So that's also on all of our feeds. So check that out. All right, Mondo, give us a song of the day.
I'm beyond thrilled right now. I'm still thrilled. I can't believe you got him to say it. I figured he'd do it if you would ask him. I was more so like, is Jason actually going to take me seriously? And I've never been. This is like the third or fourth best day of my life, and we get to experience it.
Like Lilith being born, getting married, Steven Kostansky calling you a hunky dad.
Yeah, I think we can roll with that.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty fucking good. Oh yeah, so a song of the day. There is a genre that actually, if you listen to our intro and you're like, I'd like to listen to more music like this, but I want it to sound like it was made in a cavern. That's what Dungeon Synth is. And there's some of this which is just like, dude got a Casio keyboard for Christmas and he goes, I'm gonna make me some music, and he makes this hideous form of fucking wannabe dark music ever made. But there's a band that does this, and they are Xmas themed, and this band is called Krampusnacht. And the song I'm gonna pick is on their first record, Krampusnacht, because it's self-titled, and it's spelled just like it sounds, right? If you start typing in Krampus, N-A, yes, C, whatever. It was, folks, my back's hurting. It was an edible night, and we're doing our best. But Krampusnacht, off their self-titled first ever album, Krampusnacht. The song we're gonna pick is the only one I can pronounce, which is called Ebenezer Scrooge. Check them out. It's like, if you just want kind of like a weird, like Halloween metal soundtrack without guitars in your house during the holidays, this is the kind of shit you should be playing. It's right up there next to the Charlie Brown Christmas soundtrack. I just bought that on vinyl. I'm so excited to listen to it.
Love it.
It's some good jazz. It's also good jazz, not because that's Charlie Brown.
All right, Jody, give us some horror news.
All right. December is not a huge time for big horror announcements, so there's not a ton of big news right now. I do want to mention, since we mentioned last week, Welcome to Derry. This last episode, it came into its own. The series has finally, I've enjoyed it up until now, but man, this last episode, oh man, so good.
Yeah. I watched it with my mouth just like ajar the entire time, like, oh my god, like, because you knew what was coming, but you didn't know how hard it was gonna go.
Yeah.
Sorry, nice. Which also though shows that like this season did not need to be 8 episodes. Like I really wish, I know that they're like trying to fill in a certain amount of time and content and stuff, but like
Mhm.
you could have really condensed most of what happens up until here. Like made like a mini movie or something like that. Like, yeah, it did not, we didn't need like 8 episodes or 6 episodes prior to this episode to get to this point.
I've enjoyed all of it so far. I appreciated, I guess this is a spoiler, but Pennywise doesn't show up for the first half, like as Pennywise the clown, and I appreciated that because that's how the book works. Like he that's his favorite form, but he chooses lots and lots of forms, and so I appreciated that they kind of held off on it.
Yeah, I'm fine
But
with
it
that.
does make the second half feel a lot bigger than what happened in the first half. You know.
I'm fine with that. I'm more talking about like the characters and stuff. It just
Mhm.
felt like a lot of repeated plot lines. Though they gives a lot of interesting stories to a lot of things that Pennywise kind of does. I don't want to give away any spoilers on this
Some good
one.
backstory.
Some of the backstory they give is very. It feels. It's on one hand it's very fan fiction, but on the other hand it makes a lot of sense. It's very well thought out. So I'm down for it. Yeah, when the whole season's over, Jody, we should really do sit down and talk about it because I want to unpack it.
Yeah, I'm excited. There's one more episode left. And
I'm curious.
And the showrunners have said you will see now why we did this in the order that we did it once you see this last episode. So now I'm very curious as to what's coming next.
So, it's definitely worth the journey because I remember I started just because it was on. I wasn't like that into it, and it just like grabbed me. So
yeah. So if you have any love for it and Pennywise, definitely check this out. Some of Bill Skarsgård's work as Pennywise in this season is the scariest he's been, even like in the movies. Some good stuff in there. All right. As far as news, some recent releases. There was a movie that came out a couple years ago called Troll, where like this whole mountain was a troll. It was enjoyable.
That was Troll Hunter. The first one.
No. The Troll Hunter was different. This is a different one.
We had a discussion a few days ago too, and
I think we're all getting confused.
But yeah, so there's this whole like mountainside was a troll, and this is the sequel to it, where there's 2 trolls, and they've got it like a Godzilla versus Kong thing on the posters. I don't know. I like trolls. I think it's cool. I like the concept of old legends being real. So yeah, it's one I'm definitely going to check out. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is in theaters right now. I have not been hearing great things about it, but it's not for me anyway. I am not 9. But the 9-year-old in my house is probably going to love it no matter what happens because he's going to get to see all his animatronics jump out at people. So, you got to think about the audience for that one. One that I am looking forward to checking out, though, just released a couple days ago on Shudder. It's called Reflections in a Dead Diamond, and it's from the people who made A Mirror and The Strange Colors of Your Body's Tears, Let the Corpses Tan. They like doing like this giallo throwback kind of stuff. This one reminds me of Danger Diabolique, the Mario Bava spy movie. Yeah, looks really cool, very stylish, all kinds of insanity. So definitely want to check that one out.
Shudder, I saw the trailer, and then yesterday, then when I opened Shudder up to watch Silent Night, Deadly Night, it was on the for Shudder, so there's like a scene on, and it looked like Giallo meets Kill Bill.
Yeah, no, 100%. It looks wacky.
I want to take an edible and watch the rest of this.
Yes, nice. Another one that just came out on digital, the new Nick Cage religious horror, The Carpenter's Son, where Nick Cage stars as Joseph, as in like Joseph and Mary. And it's set in Egypt, and they had a teenage Jesus there, but there's also like an evil Jesus. I don't know, man. Sounds weird. And it's got Nick Cage in it. So, if that sounds exciting to you, there are some people out there. Weird Nick Cage is enough.
I'm into this.
Yeah. I'll check it out.
Did I ever tell you guys when Nick Cage came to our gym?
No.
I don't think I heard this one.
His son used to train at our gym, and I'm saying this, Nick Cage, this is not libel or slander. this is what I heard. So he came into our gym with his kids all the time, and one time someone in the front asked him, "Hey, how come you don't do you want to train? Do you want to do a class, you know?" And he's like, "No. What I know will kill these people." And
I don't doubt it.
On brand. Like,
yeah, 100%.
You've seen some things, man. Whether they were there or not, or to be determined.
Another one that just came out on digital, it's Keeper, that was just in theaters. I feel like it was in theaters for like 3 days. The new Osgood Perkins movie. I don't know much about this one. I Osgood Perkins movies, I try not to read up on them before I watch them. So I've heard kind of mixed reviews on it. I don't know.
I think though a lot of his movies get mixed reviews. Even movies that are masterpieces like fucking Long Legs that some people just don't enjoy like they should. For the record, Jason, Kel also didn't love Long Legs.
Okay,
that's a story.
Some I did listen to the Bloody Good Horror review, and they were kind of hot and cold on it. And I think a part of it was that I think he usually writes, at least co-writes a lot of his movies. This one he didn't write whatsoever, or something like that. And he's just kind of like a director for hire gig. There's nothing wrong with that, but it just seemed like it wasn't his usual style. The guy who wrote this movie, though, is the same guy who did Dangerous Animals. So that guy's having a year.
Okay. Yeah, I like that movie.
I love that movie.
Me too.
Yeah. So, you were talking earlier about splattery fun. My favorite Osgood Perkins movie is probably The Monkey, because there's a whole lot of exploding people in that movie. But you know, you like what you like. One last little piece of news. I don't know if it's news, but it's something worth our audience looking into. If you have Screambox, there is an anthology of EC Comics style stories called Old Time Radio coming to Screambox. It's part of the Bloody Bites thing where they do short films. And so there's 2 of them coming out on the 12th and 2 on the 19th. But it's called Old Time Radio, and they're all holiday themed. And they're made by makeup guy called Jack Harlow, who did Brain Scan, Anaconda, X-Men, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Black Panther. So he's a big effects guy. And he made a bunch of short holiday horror movies. So check those out if you got Screambox.
Screambox is a very underrated service. I'm just going to put in there.
There's some good stuff on there.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Anaconda, the new Anaconda reimagining or whatever, it's supposed to be coming out on Christmas, but like all the advertisements really downplay the quote Anaconda-ness of it. It's just like, oh, here's Paul Rudd and Jack Black being funny. So like, I don't know whether they're trying to hide what the movie is or just is really bad or what. I'm actually kind of curious. I might even go see it on Christmas because what else am I going to do? So I could be the guy who spent money on that movie. But
it's times like this that I wish Sir Mix-a-Lot were still alive.
Yeah, because I love the first one. That movie. Maybe we'll cover it for.
Wait, is Sir Mix-a-Lot alive?
That one.
That's a good question. I kind of feel like both answers are correct.
Yeah, I think he is.
Oh yeah, he's only 62. He's young. He's cool.
There you go.
His Anaconda don't want none though.
Yeah,
it's part of being 62.
They got pills for that now.
That's true. It's true.
Wants and can't are 2 different things.
Right. Anaconda wants blue diamond pills.
This episode is sponsored by Blue Chew.
You mean Hims?
There's a lot of options, is what we're saying.
Really, I don't know why my YouTube algorithm keeps giving me these ads for different ones.
They're like, 40s. Yeah. Give them the fucking ads, boys.
Yep, it's time.
Oh, you think I'm in my 40s?
Yeah, Mondo, I was so sad that you weren't here last week because we talked about the Spotify Unwrapped, where it said that Jason was 74, and it just confirmed everything that we have been saying for years on this show.
I was very bummed. So last week were our end of year like meetings and parties for work and all that stuff, and I was just so mentally burnt out. I didn't have it in me.
I get it.
That's all it was. And Jason made fun of me because I am the guy with a fucking Black Phillip tattoo on my chest. Because I love that movie so much. I did tell Jason to tell everyone that I give that movie 5 stars just to make sure. I don't know if he actually said that, but
I don't remember.
I
I put these episodes out of my head as soon as we make them.
what'd you give The Witch?
Probably was it 4.5 or 5?
Yeah, it was either
very high.
4.5 or 5. It was both of us.
Oh, cool, good. Just making sure.
Mhm. So I remember saying I'm more of a Lighthouse fan. Like it's just more my jam than The Witch,
Yeah.
but I appreciate the hell out of it. And I do like it a lot, but
Yeah.
William Dafoe and it's just magic in Lighthouse.
Yeah, Lighthouse is really good. Fuck, it's good.
All right. Anything else, Jody?
That's all the news. Like I said, it's not a big time for horror news in December. So everything's getting overshadowed right now. Just go watch a bunch of Killer Santa movies.
Nice. Dad advice. Jesus. Kick your kid to therapy if they have major trauma. I mean, like, that's all I keep thinking in the first half of this movie. Like, do they not have therapy in Utah in the 80s? Like,
it's but he didn't have parents, though. He was just in the foster system.
I mean, you would think, okay, in a sane world, those would be the kids that probably need the most therapy.
We agree with that, but
non-tough love.
Yeah, there's I think part of your job as a parent is to shield your kids from the generational trauma that we all experienced. And how many people do you know have said the phrase, well, I got spanked and whipped as a kid and I turned out fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you look at him and you're like, every time I slammed the car door a little bit the other day and you jumped. Like I'm just saying that's not fine. And I think kind of our jobs as parents is to like recognize that stuff in our kids, right? And help them and want them to be better and shield them from the same shit that we dealt with growing up. And guess what, guys? We gave all of our kids trauma.
Yeah.
We all did.
That's
and
part
their
of the human
job
experience.
But their job is to shield the next generation from that. But our jobs, because we were more better at this point, is to also recognize we did that and apologize for it and understand that like we fucked up. We all fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think a foster fucking orphanage priest lady is going to do that.
Not this one, especially.
Yeah. She sucked. She really sucks in this movie. It pisses me off because she's the fucking book you fucking read is all about love, and yet this is how you treat human beings, and it's like, motherfucker, just treat these kids better.
No, I mentioned we went to a museum this weekend, and I didn't go to this area, but my wife took me and my son went off one area, my wife went there one another. My wife said there's a section that's like all about conquering your fears. And she says the most terrifying thing she's ever seen in her life. Like individual rooms. That's like fear of large crowds. So they got like pictures of like just crowds of people. And I don't know. It's like there's a certain degree of exposure therapy that you kind of have to work yourself up to, I think, that before you just push yourself into it or have someone push you into it. So yeah.
Well, I think part of that is just as you get older and get wiser, you kind of learn your limits.
Mm-hmm.
And you know now, like I definitely know now when like my wife is definitely more of a social butterfly than I am, and I'm a huge introvert. Like it's like people I know, and it's totally fine. But like I know my limit now. I know when I'm like, all right, I got like 5 more minutes before I'm just gonna shut down because I've had too much. And I think that's one thing that happens when you get older. You understand that little piece of it, which really helps.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the original point was, and my brain.
Well, hey, as long as we're in dad advice time, and you just said that, let your kids do that too when they need to. Like when we do, because we're getting ready to do holiday stuff and be with family. And one of my kids, like within half hour to an hour, he's done. Like that is the amount of social interaction he can handle. And so, if he wants to go off in a room by himself and go chill somewhere, that's totally fine. Like nobody is going to be like, no, be out here with the family. You need to be participating or whatever. Like, if he needs a break, takes a break. It's the same kind of, if we allow ourselves to do that, we need to allow our kids to do that too. And so, it helps them understand themselves better too, if you allow them to do those things that they need to.
Yeah, I mean, and that's also something to recognize in even adults.
Mm-hmm.
Because I work from home, so I'm not like physically around that many people during the day. My wife has a very social job, and she talks to people constantly, and they're coming to her for advice or this or that. So when she gets home, like I've learned, give her a few minutes because sometimes she's still recharging. And I'm like, I haven't talked to anyone all day. Let me talk to you. And she's like, so even in your partner, or just any really adult interaction as well, know that adults have those social batteries too. We don't know where someone else's social battery might be at that moment.
So
good stuff.
That was real advice.
Yeah, I mean, there are times for holidays when my wife and I'll drive separately because I know she's going to be wanting to spend a lot more time there when I'm going to hit that wall, and then I can just go home, and it's okay.
It doesn't mean you don't want to be there or you don't want to see those people. It just means there's a limited amount of time.
Yeah.
Makes sense. And for also, I guess that's why Waymo is now a thing. So you don't even have to have a person to talk to while you're driving. They just expanded in my area, so now I'm seeing them everywhere. So it's like it's a thing. They're like, for those that don't know, it's driverless cars.
We have one in
Uber,
Vegas.
But with autonomous vehicles.
We have one called ZOOX here in Vegas, and whatever their warehouse is or where they house the cars is by my office. So I'm driving home. I see them sometimes. And the other day, I saw one make a left turn while it had its right turn signal on. Just saying. Not that big of a deal, but in the grand scheme of things, I was like,
no, I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't think I would. I don't know if I take one. I definitely want to take one on the freeway at this point.
I've taken one back when I've taken a Waymo back when they were in the beta process because they started out in Arizona, or was one of the original cities, and it was fine. But at that point, I don't know how they do it now. There's still a driver in the car, but they just didn't touch anything. They're there, but it could have been because it was beta, and they might have been just watching what the car was doing.
I did hear one got in an accident while the driver was in there, while the passenger person watcher, but the person had fallen asleep or like something crazy happened. Like, I mean, how boring would it be to watch a car just drive all day for hours and hours?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that wraps up another episode. We thank everyone for watching. We'd really appreciate it if you would follow us, give us a rating review on iTunes, a rating on Spotify, give us a like and subscribe on YouTube, and follow us at Dads from the Crypt Talk on TikTok. With that, we thank you for listening to Dads from the Crypt.
Follow Dads from the Crypt on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, or I will follow you to the grave. No, seriously, you really should watch. But be careful what you ask for. You may get it.